Chronixx, thank you so much for taking the time for holistic reasoning with me. It's been a while since I've wanted to sit with you. I was first introduced to your music, I can remember it like yesterday. It was at UWI. At the time, you were performing by Wiki Waki. And Dr. Dennis Howard at the time had brought you up to you to do a performance at the Undercraft. And I remember looking at you and I was like, yo, this you, but you know. But you had this very simple nature about you, very easygoing, you know what I mean? Not prompted by the crowd or the responses, you're just doing you. And you've evolved so much, but in a large way have stayed the very same. So this interview really is to uncover the parts that we don't know. As you said, they don't know.
Yeah.
So I want to know what it is that we don't know. And yeah, what it is that we don't know about Chronixx and about Jamar.
Well, there's not, you know what I mean, for me, certain things is a mystery for a reason, you know, because, you know, when that remain a mystery, then, you know, it's like when you put a certain information about yourself out to the public, it's like almost you have to be responsible for it. You know what I mean? Because people now use that as a way how to judge how to approach you, what to say, what not to say. You know what I mean? And sometimes you assert to the public who you are and you put it out there that, yo, I am like this, I am like that. And then you change. You know, as you say, you progress in life and you learn new things and, you know what I mean? So but as you said, there's a part of you that remains unchangeable, like this thing that remains untouchable. And that's the part where people, it is impossible for other people to know what that true, what that real, it is literally impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only body that we are conscious of is the body that we don't share. You know what I mean? You know, it might be true that we share other bodies and like we share consciousness on some different level, but at this moment in human history, it is impossible for me to actually know Daddi Bissoon, especially if Daddi Bissoon don't know herself.
Yeah.
You know? So, in learning, in figuring out who you are and on that journey of self-realization, you know, it's really important that we keep certain things a mystery. So, we don't trick ourselves into feeling like, oh, you are this and you are that. And it makes changing more difficult and make transitioning more painful, isn't it? Because you hold yourself to be this thing that you wasn't even sure that you are that, 100%. Figure now, announce it to the world, say, hey world, I am this. You know, when really and truly, we just have to figure it out, you know? And a lot of the things that people don't know about me are the things that I'm still figuring out, you know? Like your family, your business, your personal life, your finances. Like, I don't have my finances figured out. So I can't go publish something where I don't even know myself.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just try to figure out finance and economics and these things. And family life and how to build a family and how to sustain a family and like, you know, if you can't fully sustain what you're putting out there to the world about your family and whatever, if it's not something sustainable, it's like, you know what I mean, you're not even sure.
Yeah.
You know, you might have to put up a picture of our next family tomorrow and another family, because you know, don't figure it out yet, you know. And if we are to be honest, as young people, like someone my age, I don't know anyone 28 who figure out everything in life.
Yeah.
So I like to keep the things where me and my family and the close people around me, what we share intimately. I like to keep it intimately, you see me? So that's one thing about me that people need to know.
Yeah.
That the things the things that I'm still figuring out. Like, for instance, when your baby just born, you know, you don't really want the whole entire world to touch them and even, you don't want everybody to even be thinking about your baby. You know what I mean? Because the more people think about a thing, is the more, because thought is like a cable wire, you know? So when them even build 5G and them thing, there's replicate, them try to replicate thought, speed, information, you know? So at the speed of thought, them try going, you know? So thought is a very powerful connection between one thing and everything, you know? Because if you're here and you're not thinking about the tree, then the connection between you and the tree not as strong as if you're here every day thinking about this tree, like what the leaves are made up of. After a while, you and the tree can communicate. It can tell you when it have a disease, versus someone who's not thinking about the tree. Come look on the tree, look perfectly fine. Someone who look on the tree every single day, him a priest say, yo, the tree have a disease. Because the tree tell him by how it express itself, and the connection strong between him and the tree. So it's like the same thing if someone think about your youth every day. Every day. The connection between them and your youth stronger. Them can project things to your youth.
Yeah. Because the energy is unbreakable.
Them think they are just, think they are fact.
It's very interesting that, you know, when you think about putting out something to the public, including your music, your art, whatever it is that you're good at and you excel at, your craft, once you put that out in the public, there is this perception that you owe people more of yourself.
Yeah.
There is a
because
perception.
People have it, because remember, you know, them consider supporting you as literally supporting your career economically. And people, you can't assume that people are doing that on a philanthropic level, because you are actually making money from, people make money, you know, from promoting themselves online. So the people online feel like, yo, where's the shit that I pay for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people are say, yo, where the thing them there? Where the new song them? You know, you're there about this and whatever. Where the new song them? Because they feel like they feel like they are the ones who control it. They are a big part of the economics of who you are, which is them represent the demand. And so they're always demanding.
Yeah, and you supply.
And you represent, so you have to make sure say that supply demand thing sustainable. You have to make sure say over time people develop an understanding of what you supply and how much of it and it doesn't matter how people see it neither. It's just you within yourself need to know, yo, how much of this I can make. You know what I mean?
And
like,
how much of it can I give up?
How much,
and
you
how
know
much
what
of it can I
how
keep?
much can I,
Yeah. So, Spanish Town,
Yeah.
it all started there. The reality of Spanish Town, and especially how media have portrayed Spanish Town, you know, they portray Spanish Town as a place to be feared. But we've also come to appreciate the things, the people that Spanish Town has birthed, like yourself, to understand that the environment offered much more than what it is that, you know, it was portrayed to be, right? The circumstances around Spanish Town, the time that you were growing up, how much did it affect you and your decision to do the thing that you're doing now?
We find that all of us was living, you know, all of us at the time, from school friend, church friend, community friend, you know, all of us were living in our own unique circumstances, you know. So, yeah, life is never just one circumstance. So I, as a result, got to experience bits and pieces of many different ways. So even sometimes when you see yourself as unfortunate, you know, you go check your brethren and you realize, oh, I'm not so unfortunate, you know. You know, whereas you might check a next brethren and you feel like, yo, man, I have enough things, yo. Like, them man, they have so much, you know. And so it's like different circumstances, you know. Everybody in their own circumstances.
Yeah.
And what it did made me was like, I don't know, like it did, like, I don't know. I really don't. I'm still trying to figure out what is the imprint that my younger life made upon me as a person. Like, what imprint did it leave, you know? But I knew, I always think of my life as a child, growing up, as a beautiful thing. It was just so colorful and different smells, and smell of mango. Like, my community have certain smell, you know.
What kind of child were you? Were you the one to go outside a lot and play up on the ground, and your mother have to call you in every minute?
Yeah. But, you know, where we grew up, everywhere have a little yard, you know.
Yeah.
So, everyone in them yard with trees and mango, and I can smell mango. Like, mango is one of them. Mango and apple. Them things you see, like, I can remember the smell of mango, fresh smell of spoiled mango. It's like mango is a distinct thing, smell of. And then, you know, like all the old people, like there was a lot of old people. You know, like we did have a neighbor called Miss Wilson, who she was kind of one of them old people where our mind start going. After a time, like she did just very miserable, you know.
Sounds like dementia, yeah.
Yeah, she did just very miserable, and like some days she was just so nice to us, and then other days she like almost want to slap we out our broom or something like that, you see me? And them thing they're nice, you know. But then we also grew up in a Della Vega City, where we family live. We go there so all the times. We go church there so. Which means is the same youth them from in the community we go to church there, you know. And this now is where most of my musical development took place.
Right. Because I was going to ask you about the church experience with you, because you've spoken about it as well.
Yeah.
You know, and how it has informed you musically.
I love church. I remember church as a
what
good
do you love about church?
Because to me, church wasn't, first of all, the building is not a real church. It's just cement and block. It's like it don't build to the dimension of a church.
Okay.
So most of the churches in Jamaica are fake churches in terms of the structure and the way it's set up. You know, and the organization of it. That's not how you organize a church. That's not how you build a church. But
tell us more.
What the church was for me
Yes.
is the people, the community people, and you know what I mean? Them woman there's like the extension of your mother. You know? All of them, all the women them who go church is like an extension of your mother.
Yeah.
So it's like your mother always there, you know? Which is a very Christian thing, because like that's what made it hard for them to find Jesus when them not look for Jesus Christ. Because they couldn't tell him different from the different disciples. So that's why Judas did have to kiss him for
identify him.
I saw them find out who Jesus, because all the man them bright just like Jesus, know everything what him know. And you see me? So yeah, them woman there at the church is like literally them is like, you know, X-Men with it you know, X-Men the one we can multiply ourselves. That's what them church sisters, them call them church sisters.
So didn't they see you, you know, and your musical talent and think that you were going to come and perform in the, you know, the gospel industry? Probably
well,
an
as
artist in the gospel industry.
As me I tell you earlier off the camera, there several times, there's this one, remember one time, they in a dressing room with Barry Samana, me and him, me ask him some question and him, and like me get a deja vu, you see me, and I say, what kind of deja vu this? Or whatever them want to call it, you know? But then I remember one time, a woman come at me yard, and you know Jamaican Christian people get in a spirit. Like, that's one thing I never really got to understand. Because I never really had the capacity to just get out in a spirit like that. Like I couldn't, you know what I mean?
Or to become filled, as them say.
Yeah, like, so I wasn't, me not filled, me empty. You know what I mean? So, it's like, yeah, she start talking different language, and like, you see me till she I say, yo, right now she in our room with me, and me in there, but me is a big man, and me in there with Barry Sam, and I talk to him and I ask him something. She tell me all the other people in the room, and like me did I imagine it at the time, like, you know what I mean?
Your music has managed to be the medium through which we've met you, because you don't talk a lot. You don't give a lot of interviews.
I talk too much.
You talk, you talk to who you want, talk to enough. But in
Daddi
terms
Barnz
of
them can't do that. Like, all
yeah,
me
you're
do is
bridging
talk.
them round your circle. You talk enough, but I find that for your fans and for people who enjoy the music of Chronixx, you introduce us to who you are through the music. We hear your philosophy, we hear your stance on certain things, we get to understand you better, Jamar better, through Chronixx.
Yeah.
Is that deliberate, where you just decide, so, you know what, I'm gonna be focusing on, representing who I am through my music, and this is how you're going to get to know me?
Yeah. So the music that I'm making now, the music that I've been making up until now, is like a inward, as me I say, them things that just arise from within, like through inspiration. And I feel like from now on, I would like to make music more deliberately from a more intentional place. Like, imagine how you want it to sound, pursue the sound where you imagine, and develop your physical ability to actually play and make the sounds that you're imagining, Because up until now, it's just like something take you over and the songs come out, you know what I mean? So it's like you use a vessel, But I don't consider what I do as preaching, because preaching, as I say, what I do is more melodic than it's like singing.
No, for sure, we know that. It's the style of Chronixx. Chronixx is
it's
that
like
singing,
and
yeah,
then the lyrics is still, if you listen to the lyrics, it always suggesting a lot of insightful things, where a lot of it is beyond my ears, because it's insight that I take from other music and from other philosophies from before my time, but you just say it from out of yourself, which you take it in, and you don't just repeat it, but you take it in and you sieve it for what is necessary for our generation, because some things not necessary for our generation, which is why, even though I love dancehall and I carry so much of it, even though I love reggae music and I carry so much of it, I'm not going to carry all of it, because it's not necessary for me to bring over everything, because the musicians before me, they never carry over everything from everything, They transition and take things, make new things, and they preserve the thing that is most important about the music, which is, right now for us, is our music have a powerful transform people, livity. And that is one element where I try to preserve in my music, like give the music or preserve the power that the music have to transform people, livity, positively. You know what I mean? Because, as I said, we need that level of development right now. We need people to be inspired to make things, and like that's the type of energy I put into my music. Like, someone who listen to it supposed to feel like them supposed to get that feeling, Just like I say, it make to the dimensions of my temple.